Hello, everybody. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. This meeting is being recorded. You are all muted and cannot turn your cameras on. If you have a question, please type it in the chat. And Walter and myself will try to get to it as soon as we can. Anyway, I'm Jerry McDonald, Territory Manager for Pollard Sales. I handle what we call Turnpike North. So your Reading, Lebanon, Harrisburg areas and north of there. Right next to me is Mr. Walt Cunningham.
Hi, everyone. Walt Cunningham. I'm Turnpike South, Territory Manager, handling York, Lancaster, and Adams counties. So we're here live from West Deptford, New Jersey, and bringing you the latest and greatest Arlington products.
Latest and greatest from Arlington. That's what we're going to talk about today. So first of all, I think what we want to start with is the 75th anniversary of Arlington. This year is Arlington's 75th anniversary. So there is a brochure available online and in print. We could drop one off to you if you'd like to see it. Talking about the 75th anniversary, I think. Oh, wait, we are sharing. There we go. Talking about the 75th anniversary of Arlington. Headquartered in beautiful Scranton, Pennsylvania.
We're beautiful.
75 years of innovation is being celebrated this year.
Yeah, what you're going to see here in a few moments, all the innovation that they brought out just this year and maybe towards the end of last year. Here's an interesting timeline for Arlington and some of these products up here. You'll notice and recognize some. If you don't know them yet, you'll see them here very shortly. But very interesting. Started in 1949. Continued through to today, and we currently have 7 acres under a roof manufacturing facility, and it's old school factory. So if you ever want to take a trip up there, just say the word to one of your reps, and we'll get you scheduled to go up and take a look, do a tour. Very heavy in patents, so 350 plus heading there. Here's the picture of the late owner, and you can continue through. Again, we'll send this out to you. If you any information, any more information you want, just put in the chat. We'll be sure to follow up with that after the webinar this afternoon.
Awesome. Well, with that said, let's jump into the products. Let's talk about a couple of the new items from Arlington, some of the brand new innovations. So the first one I'd like to talk about is the commercial grade box extender. This is the BE1 box extender. It's called the BE1 XLS, XL because it's extra large and S because it's steel. This is for commercial grade applications. You can put this on a metal box. It's also a little more heavy duty for even a small resi contractor. It's still a more heavy duty box that sits in there a little bit tighter than your normal BE1. The cover plate is an extra large cover plate. So what you can do is with the tin snip, you can cut that down and trim it down so that it matches your wall plate, so that it's not stuck outside of it. It's got a 2-hour fire rating. And coming soon from Arlington, not released yet, but they are working on a 2-gang version of this BE1 XLS. That would be the BE2 XLS, as well as just selling the steel piece that goes around the BE1. They will sell the single and double gang versions of that. So if you have some BE1s sitting around and you just want to be able to slap this on top of them, it fits right in. So that is the BE1 XLS. And we're from Arlington.
Yeah, and as you're going to see through many of these slides, this key logo down here, Made in USA, that's pretty important. So any of your BAA jobs out there, certainly you should be thinking Arlington.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I will take up, I'm going to talk about the floor boxes briefly. As you know, Arlington has had floor boxes for several years now, starting out with the simple cut-in box, and now we have progressed that to an in-use style box, which is very, very popular now, because as you can see here, we recess the devices down in, and you end up with, instead of the big toe kicker, which you can still have, you end up with just the cords coming out, and it creates less of a trip hazard, less of a chance of losing the plugs, et cetera, et cetera. So this is becoming a very popular installation type. But this will also include a blank cover. So if you think your facilities in a hospital or an office where they only want to use this for the season or for a particular function, they can always put a blank plate on that. Another piece you'll see here, this looks brass. And as you all know, if you've purchased floor boxes before, brass, nickel is very expensive. What we've done is create a VE solution for you and your customers. where this is actually a steel box, but it's powder coated with a really heavy duty finish to emulate brass, nickel, and also on the VE play, we have a vinyl. As you can see down here in the lower right, there's a vinyl play, which is again, very much rated for foot traffic, etc. So this is a very nice product selector guide, and I'm going to scroll through it quickly. Not going to spend much time on it, but certainly we can send these out. We do have these at all the branches at this point, at least we did, and we'll be coming back around to drop more off. But this is a great reference to have on your desk, in your truck, or even to send your customers. So just scrolling down, what I really like about this, if you've ever sold 4 boxes before, you go to 10 different catalogs, 10 different pages. Arlington has made that simple. You have a part number and a nice picture over here. Love pictures. Do you like pictures?
I love pictures. Pictures are my favorite.
Shows you everything that's included. So again, we'll recommend, certainly you want to be thinking 4 boxes, and our partners at Shaver have just brought in a bunch more of their selection. So certainly anything here. Another thing I'd like to say, if you would like a demo or see a product in hand, reach out to us on that. Arlington's a great sample product or sample demo company.
Okay, go down more. All right, awesome. Thank you, Walt. Also brand new from Arlington is another residential product that they've now made commercial grade. This is the LV1M. It's just like your regular LV1, however the M stands for metal. This one is going to be a little bit more heavy duty than your regular LV1. It's zinc, heavy duty zinc. So you can see the installation instructions there, same as the regular LV1. The thing I like about it, I actually just installed these in my very own house. Even if I was off a little bit, you know, you can push that in and it's not going to be like the plastic one where it'll bend. This will stay, obviously it's pretty solid. It's going to stay straight. So the LV1M, heavy duty mounting option, again, commercial grade option if you're doing something like an office building and they want to hide the wires behind in a waiting area or something like that. This is the perfect solution for something like that.
Yeah, if you've ever cut in the old school style plates, it just takes a lot of time. And as you're seeing through here, Arlington really keeps the installer in mind, saving you time. And pretty much every product we're showing you today, you can just see that. So certainly, if you ever have any ideas, certainly reach out to us on that. And here's another great idea. I don't know if you've ever had a renovation in a basement or a long block where they wanted to save themselves some wall space, some money, and not use full-size 2x4s to 2x6s. They just put these fun little furring strips right on the block, and that gives them enough to put a little foam insulation and screw their drywall, and that's all they really care about at first. But as an electrician, we know we got to do this. Knock a big, we want to put an 18 or 21 cubic inch box in what's not going to fit on a 1/2 inch furring stud. So what do? We knock holes in, it looks ugly, it lessens the integrity of the block, and we end up spray foaming at the end of the day, and we still end up with nothing more than a plastic box. Enter the FSB, the furring strip box. So as you can see, it's narrow, slim design. You can enter the single gang here. You end up with available in single and 2 gang, but you can see where you pick up your extra space is in this width, and it actually juts out past about 1 inch. So at the end of the job, here's again, going back to time savings. There's the old style. Here's your new style. Looks great. You're not messing up the block. And at the end of the job, you're 5 minutes in or 15 minutes in versus a half hour on the left. The new version, 15 minutes, and I would argue probably even less than that once you get started. And you end up with a nice clean finish effect here. So very, very nice, innovative product. I've done this before when I was a contractor. And this is a bear on the left side. It really is. You're making big messes and then whole 9 yards, nice clean. You can take the face off if you really need to get some things tucked up in there, your wire nuts, etc., or get back into it. You can always take the face off. So again, and we have these at the counters as well. But certainly reach out if you'd like to see one of these in person. Yeah.
Now, well, let me ask you a question on that.
Yeah.
Do you have to put it on a furring strip, or can you just mount it directly to the wall?
That's a great idea, Jerry. A great question. You can just mount directly to the wall. You would just drill. You have this little tab over here where you could just simply put in your masonry screws, and perhaps maybe sit one over on the other side here if you wanted to, but then your drywall will still reach right up to the.
It's amazing.
Great thinking, Jerry.
Yeah, what do they think of
Good
next?
thought, good thought. I was hoping somebody would ask that question, actually.
I got you.
All right, so speaking of boxes, Jerry, what's this slider bar thing all about?
The slider bar. I have run into this myself doing a little bit of home renovations on my own, where I needed to move a box around something in between studs. So what this slider bar allows you to do is slides out. You can move the box to wherever you would like to move it to, secure it with the screws in the back here, and then boom, your box is moved out of the way without having to gang a whole bunch of 2x4s together to move the box over. So yeah, as you can see, the old way, ganging 2x4s together, lumber's not cheap. So you're ganging 2x4s together to move a box. This is going to save you a ton of time if you had to cut the pieces, find the pieces, whatever it might be. Another thing with Arlington is we like to think or say that they think of everything. So there's even a small Romex connector built into the box to save you the time, so you don't have to worry about, oh man, do I have a Romex connector? It's already in the box waiting for you. Now this is available as a kit in both single and double gang applications, or if you'd rather use something like a metal box, as you can see in the picture there, you can just buy the bar and then put your own metal box mounted to it. You see the install instructions, just bend it to your drywall depth, screw it in, secure your box to it, and you're off and running as you run the wires through and you have a box moved to wherever it is that you would like to move it. The bar is available in both 18 and 24-inch sizes. Also available in flat brackets now, if you need to use those in a more commercial application. But you can see the part numbers right there, the SL24 and the SL18. The 18, obviously 18-inch, the 24, 24-inch. Available as kits in both single and double gang kits. So that's the slider bar from Arlington.
This SL18 BKT, Jerry.
That's a steel mounting bracket for a metal box. If you want to mount a metal box in the front of it, you can get that little bracket, and that'll allow you to stick that metal box right on the front.
Put you right on the front there. Right there. Is that it there?
Yeah, look at that. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. You got
Again, just making the contractor's life as easy as can be.
That's what we try to do. What we got next, Paul?
Our snap to it for liquid, for flex, liquid tight, non-metallic liquid tight. Specifically, we're talking about non-metallic liquid tight. Everybody is very much familiar with these. There's a point that I'd like to make here is we do have for this in metallic. So if you're running the old traditional metal style liquid tight, they use liquid tight, metal flex, coated metal flex. We do have these in the galvanized unit. It does carry, it is listed to carry the ground. So very nice, heavy duty unit, goes up to 3/4 inch in the metal. Now the non-metallic style, very popular. What's new about this is we include 1/4, 1.5, and 2 inch. By popular demand, contractors wanted larger sizes, so we ended up doing so. We simply out of the box, no parts moving necessary. You slam your liquids, your flex into it, give it a tug back, make sure it's nice and tight, and you're done. It's that quick. Huge time savings. If you've ever taken these apart and had to screw the bushing in and then re-screw the
I'll show the
go ahead.
show the big one and the small one.
Here, bring up the camera.
It's already up. They can see
Oh,
it.
it is up?
Yeah, they
Okay.
can see it.
Okay, perfect. So if you've ever used these things, they're great. I would argue it's probably the best non-metallic connector you're going to find in the industry out of the gates, and it's going to save you time on top of that as well. UL listed again. There's your non-metallic and metallic style. So keep in mind, again, we're happy to demo these out.
Now, I've heard there was a recent innovation in the regular snap to it as well, Walt.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's a great segue into that, Jerry. Before I get to that though, what I would like to do is just introduce everybody very quickly to the Arlington website, aifittings.com. And this brings up our website, okay? And you're always going to see your new products in the front. In fact, you can go to products and new products and it brings everything down here. We have the hoop, which we'll talk about in a moment. These are some of the products. These also look familiar by now. And here's one. What's this? Is this what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. I heard about this. This is the
Steel snap to it.
Okay, the 38 and the 40 SDS steel snap to it. Great for jobs, great for if you're doing any kind of prefab in your shop. This is a great play for that as well. Similar to the snap to its we all know and love, these ink ones, but these are made of steel. So it's gonna save you a little bit of money. It's gonna install just as easy as your regular snap to its. And right now, they're actually running a pretty neat promo.
What's the promo?
Well, if you buy 400 of these steel snap to its, you're gonna get a free collapsible Arlington cooler with that. You can talk to anybody, any of your salesmen at Shadler about that, and they could get you in touch with the promotion. But a free collapsible cooler, and I have one, and actually, man, it works like a charm.
And I tell you what, if you've been outside lately, it's a good time to have a cooler.
I agree with that.
Especially an Arlington cooler.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, excellent. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no
Jerry.
problem.
Well, let's continue with innovation then.
We need number 8, I think. Tonight.
Oh, did I go to 9?
Yeah.
Did I jump to 9? All right, let me.
You skip me. I'm not upset about it or anything.
We'll hit this one here.
No, good.
Go ahead and show them the old school one there with your little camera.
Yeah, here's your old school split bushing right there. You see that?
Okay, so everybody's familiar with that. Oh, oops, you open the panel cover and the last little contractor forgot to put a bushing on that pipe and it looks like the wire's leaning against the end of the pipe and it's chafing through. So you're gonna be the guy that fixes that problem and it's not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. It's not gonna cost you an hour. You're just basically splitting this thing wide open, putting it around your pipe, putting your conduit or your conduit fitting rather, putting the zip tie on there, zipping it tight. Well, what's the problem? What happens if you have to ground that conduit? Well, Arlington thought of everything. Here we have the grounded split bushing. As you can see on the screen, it completely breaks in half, so it's just about any application you can get this thing around. Pretty much you don't need to unwire your conductors. We have the lay-in lug here, so you don't even have to unwire your ground. You just strip a little piece of your ground out, lay that in, cinch it down, cinch this on your conduit, and now you just bonded your conduit. So depending on where you're at, on service applications especially, you will get, the inspector will hit you if you don't bond that metallic conduit, whether that's EMT or it's a rigid of a sort. So, and here's all your various sizes. Also shows your your size for your max size for your ground. So again, and these are available for purchase at your local Shadler branch.
Now, I have seen these before from our competition, but I think you couldn't split it apart. It's only hinged, right?
It's very restrictive in that regard. It's why did you stop there?
This is completely apart.
You can break that completely apart. So it definitely is a differentiator for sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Absolutely. It's something I noticed.
All right, what do we got here?
Yeah.
Oh, and on the snap to it / innovation.
Yeah, speaking of snap to it, we have our zinc combination coupling. So EMC to, or MC to EMT, excuse me. So if anytime you got to go from MC to EMT, this transition coupling comes in handy. I call this could have had it yesterday because we did a couple of Shadler expos, actually, the 10 events throughout the last year. And I always had a contractor come up to me and say, oh man, I could have used one of those last week. Well, here they are right now. So we have 2 different versions of this MC to EMT transition fitting. We have the snap to it, as well as the saddle screw, if you prefer the saddle screw type. But data centers, food service, when you're going EMT can't just be hanging down. You got to go stick it into some EMT. This transition is going to be a lifesaver for you.
What's this screw in the center here, Jerry, all about?
That screw in the center, that actually is going to help hold that pipe in place.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And you can break that thing apart too, can't you?
Oh, you can, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong screw. Yes, you can take this middle screw out. That's going to break it apart into 2 pieces, and then you can go back and put it together later. I mean, you've had some field experience with this.
Yeah, so if you're putting in 2 12-3s MCs, I know it can get a little cumbersome. I mean, it's UL listed to fit. Don't get me wrong, NEC available to fit, but it can get a little cumbersome. So by allowing you to break that apart, it gets you a contractor a little more ease of installation. Should be in a precarious situation or a tight fits type scenario. So,
Great point.
yeah. And then I tell you, if we'll just go to the camera and talk about these last cut. Now we got a couple reminder pieces.
Stop sharing, please.
There you go. Thank you.
Perfect.
Bring it up so we can see. All right.
No, we can see it.
So just a reminder here, as one of our favorite guys would say, the poor man's cable tray, Mr. Schaefer out there, if you're out there, poor man's cable tray, just a reminder piece on this, you show us to a contractor, wherever they're running a bunch of MC, this is a no-brainer. They'll put this down, here, if you run a bunch of home runs down a hall, a couple of these, this one here, I could put up to 8 MCs in there, and I could stack these together. So I got one contact point, maybe 2 if I wanted, and I can put up to eight in there. Right there.
Yeah, no, another great one. This is the wire grabber kit. If you are installing a high bay anywhere, you always want to take a wire grabber kit with you, because the first question is, well, how are you going to hang that high bay? You can put the jack chain on it and then put the jack chain on something. Sure, it comes with it, but this is a nice looking kit. You can get this in both single and double. So if you're hanging something like a round high bay, you could probably get away with this single kit that I'm holding right here. So this has 10 feet of cable plus a hook on the end and a thumb screw for you to tighten to hold it in place. If you're doing something like a square high bay, then I would recommend getting the double kit that's going to come with 2 of those in it. But anytime you're sticking up a high bay, always think to yourself, well, how am I going to hang this thing? I should probably grab some wire grabber kits.
I guess you could put a troffer in nowadays with these too, huh, Jer?
You could, yes. There's a couple of different ways that you can secure to your fixture. You see, we have the wire hanger, we have the toggles. Again, a number of different ways to do it. And you can even buy the wire itself in 500-foot rolls. If you want to just be able to cut it yourself, if you're doing enough of that, where it makes more sense for you to have the entire spool of it. And then just the thumb screws, we can sell those as well. So again, it's whatever your situation calls for.
All right. And I just love these. These are our 8412 series. These are for your big MC feeder cables, which we offer as well. But what's nice about these, if you've ever installed your bigger metallic flex or metallic MC or your feeder cable, MC feeder cable, it's always a wild card as to which of the traditional flex fittings to use. Arlington's taken the guesswork out of that by providing a saddle style, which actually is highly adjustable. It's the biggest range in the industry. Like most of our connectors, as you may know, our cord connectors, everything, one connector will accept the largest range of cables. This is following true to form. These are not any shorts on the end here. These are basically your cable stops. So you can see you get 3 different flavors on each of these sizes. We do go up to 4-inch on this, and it's down as low as 1 inch, I believe. So again, great to have on your truck if you need to pull out an MC. Somebody forgot to send the MC connector, feeder cable connector, or these are in stock at Shaler as well. Okay.
Awesome.
And then maybe talk about that. Yeah, we got one. We can do one.
I think we had
product.
One more. Just your basic Colorado Slim. I forget the name of the part number for this one. This is the Slim Jim though from Arlington.
Put it right on your stud. Bring your MCs down. You've all seen these. Colorado Jim is AKA, as we know.
I've been calling it Slim Jim.
Slim Jim's another one.
Okay.
Yep. You call it CJ, a CJ strap, whatever you want to call it. BRC. But yeah, very, very simple animal, but Arlington has it now. So Arlington's had these for some time. Give us a look on that. And also here on how easy it is to see this. Tell you what,
Yeah, probably a little bit tougher to see this one. This is your push fitting. You can stick your EMT, your MC. To be honest with you, I used it for pipe, but pushes right in. As you push that pipe in, secures, and you can install it while holding the pipe without having to get a free hand. These push fittings are phenomenal. You can get it in both the regular version where you can, if you're sticking it on wood, or anything that you're mounting it to, or we also have it available with the strut clips as well. If you're mounting pipe to strut, you can get the strut clips in it as well.
And I will end, if you don't mind. I'm going to end with one more item here. Let me go to my share screen. As the energy codes continue to get more stringent, and we're going to start seeing more and more out of inspectors in the IEC, and I think in some of the townships now, and especially your cities, you're seeing this energy code popping up. So basically, what the energy code would say is that all your exterior walls need to have some kind of vapor barrier between the box and the wall. So Arlington has created these flanges. We do have a full line of boxes. Grab that box over there one here. So we do have the box. If you would like, if you prefer that, as the gaskets on it, or we also have a flange, so you can use a standard box and then just put your flange on. But this is coming down the pipe. You're all going to see this here very soon, as this code keeps taking ways, being prevalent in our marketplace. It's very prevalent. If you go down south, it's everywhere now. So just keep that in mind. And with that, if there's
That
any,
brings us to a close. McKenna, are we able to open it up to questions, or do we have to look in the chat for that?
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, they can pop them in the chat. Everybody's mics are muted.
Okay,
Yeah. I think we must have really covered everything in detail. I don't see any questions out there.
yeah, go to one.
So I would like to say one more thing for the contractors out there. If you go to our website, Pollard is giving away a bass boat this year at the Philadelphia Expo in King of Prussia, Valley Forge. It's a fantastic bass boat. Any Pollard events you attend wins you a chance to win. You just talk to your local rep and we get you signed up for that event. You can get as many chances as you want. And believe me, it is definitely a nice bass boat. So we will be bringing this out and about. We'll see it. But again, the Philly Expo is October 23rd to 24th. Contractors come from all locations. Distributors are all there. Every manufacturer's there. Great show to attend. You won't be able to miss us if you come. So we're looking forward to seeing you out there in October. Thank you very much for all your Arlington support throughout the years. They continue to innovate for you. Some of the ideas have come from you. So we certainly appreciate that. And just reach out with any questions, any demos, any literature, any deeper dives you want on any particular product, certainly just say the word.
Yeah, for 30-minute presentation, we barely scratched the surface of everything that Arlington has to offer. So absolutely reach out to your local Pollard salesman, reach out to your Shadler salesperson. We can go in there with them to do a presentation, to bring in some lunch and show you guys some more products from Arlington. But with that, thank you so much for your time. Thank you to Shadler for giving us the opportunity to talk to everybody today. And
we're going to give you a minute of your day back.
there we go. Congratulations. Get a minute.
Take care. Be safe, everyone.
Peace and love. Take care.